So, session 65. We've done some things in the background. So, obviously, I've talked about some downtime. The first thing that it's going to happen that I want to know is after, flying your kites, paying respects to the ones that have passed away in this maybe tragedy, this battle. Do you all kind of go in the same direction? Do you disperse? What kind of fills your thought after like this moment? Just uncertainty, maybe.
Relief.
Like G.
You don't have to repeat that, Blush.
Said he was relieved. Did he not like G?
Well, I'm relieved that people lived. It could have been worse. I get a truth nuke.
Okay. All right. Where do you all kind of find yourselves heading then? I mean, I imagine, you're all experiencing things that are, unique to each of you. You see people from the upper keys looking at you after it's all over. Do you maybe head to your estate? Do you seek out the mayor? Do you maybe just find somewhere quiet? What do you do?
Well, I'm having a crisis of what to do next. Uh, I'm trying to figure out if I want to go back to my time or do I want to start over. So Enki's just on his broom flying around uh, above the town, not even bothering to. Oh, maybe I should say it's not. It's not. It's NSFW. So. so,
Interesting.
so just flying around trying to figure out what to do next.
Okay. What about you, Ren? Obviously, you see, Enki doing this. Ivar's maybe heading towards what seems to be the closest tavern or something like that. Right. How about you? Since Ren is thinking. He's thinking hard.
I'm just gonna start digging a grave.
Okay.
I'll do my grave now, honestly, why not?
Do you find a spot for it, or do you just want to do it here at Market Green?
I'll do it here. I like the top of the hill, right? That's where we're at.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. You'll all begin to see Ren doing this almost solemn action. Ryman, for you, Shadow is a little confused looking. So you have Shadow with you. Where do you find yourself? What direction do you find yourself looking at? Obviously, there's snow around you. Continuing on. Quiet at the same time, other than friends digging.
I'll start like repeating a prayer to myself as I dig.
You said you're digging your own grave?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I heard. I was like,
Why,
what?
why would I? That would be a little whack.
You're like, oh, I'm just prepping for the future. I don't know. Anyway. um, I suppose I probably would take a little break from the city. I'm fairly new to it. You know, I've only spent the past several days here, and it's already filled with a lot of death and despair. So, I think I would try just flying around, studying, trying to preoccupy. Oh, bless you, Maki. Preoccupy both like my and I guess Shadow's mind if they're capable of busy.
What is Shadow capable of? Are you asking?
Being distracted by busy work.
Roll a d4 for me. See which direction you go.
D4.
Unless you have a certain plan in mind.
What direction was the labyrinth?
To the east, technically.
I guess we're heading towards the east.
Alright. I'll say just immediately. As we kind of fast forward a little bit. We'll go with a day goes by. Does anything change? Rywan, you would definitely arrive to your destination within a day. It's not super hard. Ivar is... Oh yeah, at this point has joined you, Ren, digging out a grave. But I guess one thing I will ask is how much rest, or yeah, how much rest do you think you got? And this kind of applies to all of you.
Oh, G and Vesper are both back.
No, their tokens are just there.
Oh,
Ignore them for now. But yeah, again, I ask, how much rest do you think you would have gotten, Enki, Ren?
from the 4 weeks.
No, just to say a day passes by.
Oh, well, I'm flying around, so I guess a lot of rest.
So you're saying you're more mentally rested rather than physically rested?
More physically rested, I guess. I'm still wrestling with my figuring out what direction I should go.
Ren, would you have slept at all?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do this overnight. If it starts getting dark, I'll head down and I guess go back to the house. Is it a mess?
It's in relatively good condition, all things considered. Like, obviously,
All things
you
considered.
there are things that have been set up in a way that have been like. It's obviously the things have been moved and shuffled around as the Narathi relief force were there for a bit. But I mean, it's not the same house you recognize when you first entered. You know that there wasn't furniture here. Things weren't like relatively brand new. Um, it's cozy. It's comfortable, even after it all.
Okay, yeah, I'll just turn in then.
In that case, let's fast forward a week then. I'll have Ren roll an athletics check for me to build his grave. Or you can use religion, I don't really care that either or.
Use
And
religion, because that's my bigger.
Ivar will probably handle the athletics part, I guess. Why not?
I want to build like an entire like monument to them. So, well, not like an entire like like a small like
Yeah.
something. Oh wow, the roll that doesn't matter. I guess it's gonna look great.
Yeah, how would you describe this, this...
I guess it's
This
gonna be like a
personal thing.
wooden gazebo kind of thing. Some benches, maybe like an engraving somewhere that says what it's for and then who's buried there. And I'll make sure it's dug deep because it's on a mountain, so like I don't want the weather to like erode it away.
Right.
Erode away the tomb at least.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like in stone then, I'll say, but underground.
Okay. I'll say as well with your religion check, you're able to maybe add a bit of your own personal magic to it, your divine magic. Maybe consecrating it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Making it a relatively holy place. Like, or at least that's what it's intended to be. Maybe you pour... What would you kind of pour into it in terms of like what it means to you?
Well, I guess people that bravely fought selflessly. So it's to inspire others. That's so positive. Oh my god, wow, that's hashtag positiving tins.
Okay. For you, Rywin, it took you a day to get to the Thunderspire mountain and the outpost. That has information that you might be looking for. You meet with Carl, one of the people at the seat of this place in control. You can imagine your first impressions of this place were relatively barren, but you imagine and you can see that this place was under like a rebuilding phase, or things were being reconstructed. Although one thing that's pretty clear to you at Thunderspire Mountain is that people aren't super nice here, but they treat you with enough respect. Carl, especially so, kind of, at least in a position of power, seems to abuse it to a degree. You can clearly tell when you meet this drow that he thinks he's a bit better than everyone else. I think the one thing that I guess should be on your mind is, what do you seek to achieve the Thunderspire? That's something that would have been asked you before you entered in.
We're just pretty much looking for any kind of records and lore of dragon and draconic things.
Is there anything that you mention or show so that you could potentially sway them to letting you do so?
I think I probably would let them, or like tell them about meeting the dragon spirit underneath.
Okay. So you would
See
like
if
to...
they go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I just see if, like, I don't know how they're familiar with it. Probably not, but maybe impress them a little bit too.
Okay. I think one thing that would be pretty clear is that, yeah, they would be intrigued about a dragon spirit, and obviously what you would have to say. Maybe they would just ask you to write maybe an article or a record of this piece of important history here in exchange for viewing their archives. That's something
Easy
they could do.
enough.
Okay. And then I will have you roll me a recall knowledge check. You can make it public, it's no biggie. About what you're trying to learn, which I obviously know. But you can use the skill that it seems appropriate for it.
I think it's gonna make it private.
That's okay, I can reveal it if you want.
Getting recall knowledge.
Not working?
Oh. I guess I could do like nature or something.
You can just roll, yeah, nature or your dragon lore or whatever. Do you?
Dragon lore seems pretty fitting.
Dragon lore. Sure.
We're gonna reroll.
That is fine with me.
Oh my fucking good.
And so it begins again. Alright. Fortunately for you, you still succeed.
Surely my dragon lore just lowered the DC so heavily.
It did. Very much so. Remind me, what are you looking for in particular, or anything in relation? Like maybe that you want to explore more about what has been told to you.
Like historical records of any kind of like society that existed in Thunderspire long ago. Maybe any of its descendants.
Okay. So, I'm going to I'll pull you to this. Pull you to X map. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Actually, I'll just make everyone that much. So there are going to be some notable things.
I like noting and things.
Yes, I imagine you would do. Specifically that go back to the Arcosian Empire. So, is an Arcosian ruin here in the Ogre Fist Hills. But one thing that is noted, I'll draw it for you just in case you need to see it. Oh shit, I don't think you can see it. Darkness is OP. You know, okay, I just have to reveal the tile. So in this tile right here, let me draw. This tile right here, there's an Arcosian ruin. And then in this tile over here, this tile up here in Lake Nen, there's also an Arcosian ruin. But this one up here is specifically called Rolaz Gar. Nothing else is particularly known about it, other than its name. All it's really... anything that's notable about it is it's a lone ruin by Lake Nen in this secluded area, just on the shores of it, where Winterbowl Forest
Where
meets.
has the rest of the group been before?
Everything that you see that is explored is where they've been.
Okay, but I guess where did they last come from? To
Technically, this river. They went up and then into the Winter Bowl, technically.
Okay.
And then one more historical note. Let me double check something out. Okay. Somewhere in the mountains of Dawnforge, the Dawnforge Mountains near Hammerfast, there is a notation written by a archivist or a scholar, written in the library here of Thunderspire, about a three-headed dragon named Calistrix. Calistrix is notably a child, a direct descendant of the dragon god, and you're going to read Tiamat. And supposedly, Calistrix was locked away here many, many, many years ago. One thing that is noted as well is that Calistrix probably is older than any other dragon living in the Vale. It has been kind of been kept a secret for a long time.
You said they were kept captive?
They were locked away. Yes.
Locked away.
One thing that really is left is that apparently there is a legend in Hammerfast that when Hammerfast was founded, they assisted in this sealing away. But it's likely lost to time and only told to the children as a fairy tale. But it remains true.
I see.
No one knows if she really is a child of Tiamat, but it's suspected to be so. Or if she is some sort of demigod or, just child Tiamat.
Oh, gang. I think we have a dragon to break out.
That sounds epic.
But one thing as you kind of read on more is that
They hate everybody and will kill everybody.
well, there's one truth to Calstrix, and it's that she remains to exist. She exists to destroy anything in her path. She's most notably a red dragon as well.
I see.
The dragon identifies as a she.
No, she just is. She is a female dragon. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hold on. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to get into that.
Okay, Michael, you're the one that brought it up. What the heck?
I didn't bring anything up. I did not bring up-
No, I don't want to hear it. It's over. Okay. Aside from that, that's the most notable dragon. There is evidence of other dragons in the Vale, and I will list them by name. You will know the dragon Bitterstrike, which resides over Lake Nen, and which is basically this area, and the Winter Bowl. That's what she calls her domain. There is a green dragon called Vestapalk that was last seen in the Cairngorm Peaks near Winterhaven, but you'll see in one of the more recent records it said Vestapalk was slain or zombified and has not been seen since. There was a red dragon at Gardmore Abbey, but no one has seen that dragon either since the last time people went there. There is supposedly a black or swamp dragon in the Witchlight Fens, which is south in this general area, called Shadowmire. And then finally, there is supposedly a red dragon in this part of the world near Harkenwald, and the Harken Forest.
Lots of red dragons. What was the color of the one near the lake?
It's a white dragon.
White dragon.
Dragon basically. What will be said is that Shadowmire is probably the oldest out of all of these dragons, but has not been seen in the last few decades. It's known that he is quite evil and cruel, but also loves wealth, and having power over lesser creatures.
Well, it sounds like they might try to bully me, so I don't know about that one.
Otherwise, those are all the dragons in the Vale that people are aware of. I guess the only other thing I'll kind of leave you with is that in the Arcosian ruins, there is lost technology. possibly contained within. It's possible that each Kojin ruin is actually, or potentially, or it's just a broken flying island. The Arcosians were known for creating these large masses of I'll just say, like, I want to say that they're kind of like war machines. They're effectively just flying art. What's it called? What are they call a destroyer?
Blimps.
No, it's not a blimp. It's effectively the equivalent of like a destroyer in the sea. But you know, they were large enough to sustain life on them, and they flew around and carried a large amount of power and weaponry. But that technology has been lost ever since Arcosia fell. Otherwise, that is all you will kind of gather your downtime. There. Enki.
Did he die?
Dude, he's been dying a lot.
Oh my god, I'm gonna murder. I'm gonna murder myself. Hello?
Well,
Hello.
Okay, where did you lose me?
The ruins.
The ruins.
You're like, what were they called?
Arcosian ruins in the sky.
Oh yeah, so the Arcosian
The
ruins.
Skylands.
Yeah, they're Skylands. They're effectively the equivalent of like naval destroyers. And that you know, they carried a large amount of weaponry and power. They were, you know, powered by magic, of course, and this was a dragonborn or dragon-like construct.
Dovahkiin?
Yeah, and other than that, ever since the Arcosia Empire fell, that technology was lost as well. But yeah.
They like crashed down, or they just stuck up there?
Eventually, they just found themselves crashing. They don't really know what caused them, but they knew that they were powered by magic, so it's possible that they just ran out of magic at some point. Otherwise, that's all you will kind of find out in your 1 week in Thunderspire. And then for you, Enki, during this 1 week, what do you do?
Just wondering what to do, but I figured out my second, third, and fourth week.
Okay. So everything else, the first week, you're just thinking to yourself. Pondering.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do I go back, or do I start over in this timeline?
I will have Dune and Pug roll me d20s for me, please.
Yo, I've been rolling hot today. Let's go.
Yeah, clearly. You two are on fire. Okay. For the second week, what changes for you, Ren? You complete your graveyard, your memorial, effectively. How do you find
guess
yourself
I'll-
spending your time?
Ask what my other party members are up to, and if they're doing any exploration, I'll join them.
So I'll say during the first week, you definitely would have saw that Frywin was most notably absent. And then Enki was probably, you saw him flying around somewhere. And Ivar was effectively helping you, doing things, but maybe he seems like he's taking a break or he's focusing on himself for a bit. So Enki, that does lead us to ask, what would you be doing in your second week?
And he starts going around town, joining seances to contact his loved ones from the past.
Oh, dang.
But he finds none of them were actually legit, except for one, which made him go to Ren's memorial. And Evadine is part of the memorial, right?
Yeah, everyone that was there. I'll say that like all the town's people that died that I could find the bodies of are buried there, but I left like specific engravings in the main gazebo for the party members that died.
Nice. Okay, so out of the seance, and I did feel like I had to do something for this Evadine lady. I go to her gravestone, and etch the words. My goddess's name is Ayomide, and that ends my second week.
Okay. So I guess in that case, friend, as you kind of find out what Enki is doing and Ivar's just keeping to himself for a bit, how
Yeah.
would you spend the rest of that second week?
I'm gonna ask Rywan if I can join them going, looks like a bit west. No, wait, I don't know where.
Well, I will say, does Rywan return by the second week?
Yeah, good question.
Where does Rywan go?
Yeah, I think I would return. I got all the information I could get.
So then you proceed to ask Rywan.
Yes.
I mean, I'll definitely fill him in on like a bunch of different leads I've gathered. I mean, I think they're all kind of far from Fallcrest to like embark on right now.
Okay.
But
Well, then do you want to check anything else out, I guess? Is there anything close by that's related to them at all?
I think they're all pretty far.
Yeah, probably, but...
Let's see. How long would it take to go to like one of the sites?
We could take like a 2 or 3 week trip.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of just depends where you want to go, is what I'll say. Because, like, for example, Gardmore Abbey, it would take you... Two? Ooh. Wait. I assume you're taking Arthur and Camelot, right?
Absolutely, if it speeds it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. It would take you like 3 days given the road conditions, or just the conditions of the Vale
Oh,
and the
that's
blizzard.
not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
guess we'll
not
just take
bad.
like a 2 or 3 week trip.
Yeah, like I think the Abbey is probably a good place since I got a cleric with me, right?
Yes.
I would imagine. Enki, do you find yourselves in conversation with the rest of your party mates at this point, or do you do your own thing during weeks through?
On my second week now.
Okay.
Trying to figure things out.
Okay. So on the second week then, Rywin and Enki, you will head over to... Sorry, Rywin and Ren, you go to Gardmore?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have you both roll me a d20. But as you kind of head on over there, or eventually when you get there, what are you looking for in particular?
I'll follow your lead.
Lucky sevens.
Yeah.
I guess we're just going. Are they?
Let me rephrase my question. What are you expecting? What are you... How are you...
Well, I want to
put-
talk to like who's in charge
Okay.
of the Abbey, and then just kind of talk to them about the sightings they've had.
So, when you do get to the Abbey, you'll find a large amount of what seems to be Minotaur researchers here.
Minotaur.
Minotaur research.
Are they researchers that research Minotaurs, or are they researchers that are Minotaurs?
They are researchers that are Minotaurs.
Okay.
This is quite a rare sight. You know that most of them don't leave the underground portions, and you would both know that they're kind of looked as a more monstrous race. A lot of people just don't have good experiences with them. That might not always be true, of course, but that's kind of the general stigma that most people interpret. But these people are all very scholarly, and one thing that you'll see is that there's a large camp about them here, maybe about 2 or 3 dozen Minotaurs researching all of the Abbey. The most notable thing here is that there's lava spewing continuously here in the Abbey. It's kind of built on a large hill mountain. That's what the Guardberry Downs are known for, the rolling hills, effectively. Ultimately, it is a ruin, and there are things to be found here. What questions do you ask the Minotaurs again? I know you said it earlier, but...
So the Minotaurs are in charge at the Abbey?
It seems that way, yeah.
Interesting. I guess it would be kind of surprising to me to find that this is kind of like the inhabitants of the area, and then just I assume it's not normal for there to be lava, so I would ask like is this like a new occurrence that happened like pretty recently, and if they've heard about like the whereabouts of the dragon that's been sighted here.
So you would be told is that the Minotaurs are here on a scholarly expedition. Before Gardmore Abbey was, they'll kind of explain this to you. Before Gardmore Abbey was set up, it was and ultimately all of the Vale was kind of a Minotaur homelands type of thing. Over hundreds of years, and as humans increased the population, they took over. Gardmore Abbey, most notably being a relatively important piece of that. But underneath all of Gardmore Abbey, there are Minotaur ruins, dating back to more of their demon worshipping days. Back when the Minotaur Empire was at its height and was, you kind of figure the Minotaur Empire might have been around the same time as Enki's time, effectively, based off of how they're wording it. It was before Arcosia, before Vale Tarath. These were in the early days of the Vale. And then, they'll kind of note this place is overflowing with lava and this magma because of the Red Dragon's influence. Some time ago, they'll mention how there were some adventurers here, and that they had encountered a phoenix. It was bizarre, but the one thing that you can clearly tell at this point is that the mix of this reminiscent dragon magic and this phoenix magic, its connection to the plane of fire and their affinities to fire, and on top of this place being just a magic, almost battery, caused it to kind of, I want to say, overload in terms of just fire, and that is represented with the lava, as it can no longer kind of sustain that magic. You can kind of imagine that the dragon or the phoenix were these catalysts, kind of holding everything together. You can roll, both of you can roll me your respective your magic skill, so religion or nature.
Are minotaurs associated with fire at all?
Not particularly, no.
We had some unfinished Minotaur stuff back from a previous venture. That's probably just the easiest way to put it.
Yes, that was in Thunderspire.
Yes.
Bam.
Edison. That's not what I asked, but it's okay. Okay. You can tell Rywin and Ren, especially you, Rywin, you're a little bit more in tune with the nature magic here. Gardmore Abbey sits on what seems to be another ley line. It's clearly more attuned to the plane of fire and nature magic. So you can definitely understand that, and maybe that's why the dragon or the phoenix were drawn to this place. It doesn't seem clear to the Minotaur researchers here that they understand this, but you two both understand this after just experiencing a ley line itself, or being it's within its vicinity now.
Was the one in Fall Crest like a electricity ley line, or could I tell what the nature of it was?
I mean, so you would know that the ley line in Fallcrest that it sits on is more so attuned to like arcane magic, and maybe that's how, maybe in your interpretation and your understanding of like nature magic and primal energies, maybe it's more represented as electricity, or maybe you interpret it as electricity, just how it shows itself. or manifests itself to you. But other than that, one thing that is for certain is that you can, this being more primal in nature, you can kind of feel where this ley line connects to or overlaps with other ley lines. I will say towards, well, I'll say this ley line and where Gardmore Abbey is placed, it seems to interconnect with other ley lines very far away, but you'll find that the closest one at the moment that isn't this one is actually more divine, more occult. Not exactly too sure, but it's somewhere in the north. The Winter Bowl.
Okay.
I believe that's all you had to ask, or you wanted to answered.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, you won't see much. I guess you did ask about the dragon to a degree, but yeah, there's just no signs of the dragon being here.
How does Ren feel about being around the Minotaurs?
I don't like them, but like a lot of them seem like they want to atone, so or at least some of the ones we met before. So I don't have like a prejudice against them either. I suppose.
Just really good at hiding it, obviously.
Yeah.
Do you plan to stick around in Gardmore Abbey a little bit more, or do you, after, spend a few days here, do you head back?
If we spend another day, will we find a lead for the dragons?
I'd like to at least observe for like, I mean, it only took us a few days to get here, so maybe like stay like a week, just kind of observe like the ley
Oh,
lines.
not a whole week, but like, let's do it 2 or 3 days and see if anything happens, I guess.
Sure.
You'll kind of note down, and you'll kind of watch, the Minotaurs do their work. It's pretty tedious and intricate things that happen here. Given that there's kind of like a blizzard going on as well, they're a little bit slower on the upkeep here. But nothing of note really seems to be. Yeah, nothing of note really catches your eye here. It seems like they've continued a lot of their work here, and maybe when you explore the ruins, you'll find a lot of the place has been either looted or kind of just left bare. Kind of just left to time. Maybe you'll interact with the Minotaurs and see what they're doing, or maybe ask for specifics. But I mean, the only thing they'll ever tell you is anything about related to the dragon is when they saw Vestipalk, the green dragon. And for you, Ren, you would kind of identify this at this point when you were in Andok Sewer, and when you were kind of given an emergency quest to locate the dragon. Vestipalk seems to be that dragon that you're talking about, and you recall seeing that dragon's corpse in Andok Sewer, but it was taken away by those demonic creatures.
That did happen. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. I thought that was related to our big bad for a while, but I guess it's not, huh? or was it? Do I know at this point?
They don't seem to be connected, but you do know that they were connected with Magroth, the Lich. And you did meet Barana in Fallcrest, who was connected to Magroth. And she did kind of loom the idea that he would return, especially after what's happened in Fallcrest. And you would know that they were both connected to the Orcus, the Demon Prince.
Yep.
But otherwise, there are no other leads for dragons here.
Okay. I guess after 3 days, unless there's a disagreement, we'll leave.
That works.
Do we
Head
want to
back to.
go? Should I
Oh.
head back?
Oh, do you have somewhere in mind?
No, I was just I was gonna ask you that. So if you don't, then let's just head back.
I think, yeah, we head back, and then I feel like I have a plan for my next week now.
Okay. So, we'll do the third week. I'll have Madoon and G roll me another d20. Okay. 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 So as the third week happens, and you basically return to Fallcrest by the third week, start with Enki. What does your third week look like? All your comrades are out of town, other than Ivar, who seems to be in town, but he seems to be doing his own thing for now.
Before that, last week, wasn't there a hand I pulled out of the kite?
Yeah, there was a hand that you pulled out of the kite, but
Okay.
you can't recall if that was just a dream or something that just didn't happen, or whether it was just a vision.
Okay. I guess it will resolve itself its own time. So if on the third week, if you see Enki, it's like night and day. There's a pep in his step, and he's running around with intention now. And uh, it's that not only has he decided to find a way back to his loved ones, he's also come up with a business plan for when he gets back. So I'm gonna open a museum 1,000 years in the past that will have the only items displaying items from the future instead of the past. And that drives me to find a way back on top of coming back to my loved ones. But it also starts to drive me even stronger to gather more items that belong in a museum for of the future.
Wonderful.
Hey, we got Indiana Jones here. Damn.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
He's really trying to make up for that lost time, or get that lost time back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be his third week.
Okay. So you're kind of just mingling around, trying to get something sorted out.
Yeah, for getting clues how to get back, and for the fourth week, I'm just gonna go look for the rest of the party.
Okay. All right, just make a diplomacy check for me, Enki.
Diplomacy check. Diplomacy. Oh, there it is.
Well,
Oh, I thought it was a 1.
okay. Well, yeah, you will. People will start to get to know you a bit better. Maybe you will mingle around. You know, people. Your fame begins to precede you at this point, especially as being one of the people that, helped Fallcrest.
That doesn't mean they've seen our faces.
Well, they've definitely seen Enki's face at this point.
Fair enough.
So there's that. But otherwise, on the third week, G, you find yourself in a forest. You awake. You
Do I
heard...
have clothing?
Yes, you're clothed. You have everything that you would have had last time. But as you're in this forest that you know nothing of, you are in your own head. You hear the words echo until they begin to fade out as you begin to be more conscious. One last task. You're staring at the sky. It's cold, but there's no snow where you are, at least. But in the distance, you feel a familiar presence. And they say to you, you're finally awake.
What?
He on the back
feel
of the
like-
wagon.
He just kind of like rubs his face. Kind of checks his stuff, kind of then like kind of looks up and around, I guess. After he like kind of checks
Mhm.
his bearings, his figures out that he has all his stuff on him, I guess still.
You'll see in the distance, you look around, Eric, this guy. This guy was here at Andoxur. He was there at the start of Fallcrest before you never saw him again. At this time, he's with you. There is clearly a campfire, but it's not lit. But it does give off this warmth, even if it isn't.
Yo. Out of character, which one of you paid this guy 500 gold? A little Withers moment, what the hell? I think G would kind of go over at just like a walking pace. And when he gets close enough, he would just ask like, what are we doing here?
I could say the same thing to you, but there was a call. My time in Fallcrest was short. Then I wandered off. I found myself here. I saw you laying down. Then I waited. Think... Well, how do you feel?
Am I supposed to be at 12 HP?
You should be full.
Okay. Surprisingly fine.
But do you hear it? That call.
Yes. I believe I do. What's it to you?
Let's say you've become something like me, but I don't feel the same most command, this compelling command to do what I need to do. Does something guide you? Maybe push you in a direction?
I believe Avrosny wish I go on my own terms.
You are able to choose what you want.
I'm not sure I can say that, but I know for a fact it's not going to be a mage. I figured that was the whole reason I'm here. Be the Bane.
I think you are. I always thought you were a little special. Gee.
Hence motive? uh,
Obviously very blunt and are a little bit more archaic in terms of how he words things.
this guy actually was calling me special. What is that? How do I even roll against that? Recall knowledge?
You make a perception check.
This guy calling me slow?
You kind of gauge he's not trying to like insult you or anything. It seems like there's more intentions with you. There's an intent at work here. But you'll say, unlike me, you're special in the sense that unlike me, I'm just an agent of someone else's will. I find myself in places I don't think I would ever choose to be, but fate decides that. What do you think your fate is, G?
My fate? Never really thought about that. I figured, you know, wasn't really sure what happened, but I figured I did die. But here I am. I believe I'm here.
Fate says you're here. Telling me yourself. What will you do?
I suppose I'll find Fallcrest, assuming that's not too far.
I'm sure you'll get there.
And what will you do?
Well, Lady of Fate has things in store for me. I am just under her will. and acting for her.
So it's this Lady Will that chooses where you go.
Yes. Just know that whatever path you take back to Fallcrest, and even into the future, I think I'll be seeing you soon. After all, what happened in Andok Sur has not ended yet. But there's plenty of things that fate has yet to decide.
Well, I suppose let's hope Lady Fate is on my side.
We'll be watching.
I don't know if that should worry me or not, but I suppose I'll be going.
I'll be watching. G. And who kind of...
Who is like all of us?
He'll point in a direction. And as you look in the direction, and then you look back, Eric will be gone. It's at this point what do? Or are you looking in the direction, or are you going to find your own way?
I feel like G has a weird, suspicious feeling in his gut that was not exactly meaning he's going to be friendly the next time we see each other for some reason. But I mean, he'll look the direction that was pointed, but I think he would kind of catch his own bearings before going that way to see if he knows where he is, I guess.
Sure. You make a perception check for me, and a survival check.
Bing, bada bing. Holy.
Ouch.
Yeah, we're not getting lost like that. Come on, Pug. Supposed to be good at this.
Okay. As you kind of gauge the canopy above you, and you kind of have an idea of where you are. You are in the Harkin Forest, just based off of, the canopy and how it's set up, the type of trees that are here. So you're down to the south. You can hear just barely this flowing water, and that must mean that this is the White River. And to head to where you need to go, Fallcrest, you would head up north.
Which side of the river am I on?
You're on the south side.
The fuck? So I feel like Harkin is probably... Have I ever been to Harkin?
You know where it is. So Harkin is literally right here.
No, I meant like the city, though.
Oh, Harkin, you went through Harkin once during your preliminary scouting of the Vale when you first came here.
So I kind of could assume that it would be closer.
You would.
I think it would be easier to go to Harkin and see if there's like a caravan or something.
You do know that the weather hasn't changed, that there's a blizzard continuing, and a lot of travel has kind of stopped between the main roads. So it's really up to you.
I don't know what happened at Fallcrest, right?
Which part?
Because I died first, right?
Yes.
So I just don't know if Fallcrest exploded or not.
I guess a better question is, did you trust in your teammates' abilities to succeed?
I mean, we seemed pretty green light. I'm not. They probably did it. Surely, I don't know. They got a Rosny too. I got the healing Boogaloo.
So how would that impact your thought process then?
How big is Harkin?
You know, Harkenwald, as a whole, Harkenwald is a barony. It is a collection of small villages and towns that make it up. Harkin is the biggest town or city out of them all, but it really isn't that much bigger than, like, it's technically smaller than Fallcrest as a whole.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I want to get help, but that kind of sucks that they're like smaller. Because like cleanup could be helpful, considering the city is like in ruins, and maybe I don't even know. Maybe Harkin's also cooked. I think I'll go to Harkin to see how they're doing over there, and then I'll go to Fallcrest.
Okay. You'll spend half of your third week traveling and making your way to Harkin. When you arrive, you will witness what seems to be it doesn't seem to be the same village and towns that you were there last time. It seems like almost like a small militia or a group of militias control. There's a banner that you aren't familiar with flying around. And it's not the barony of Harkenwald, that's for sure.
So I've had the benefits of a long rest, right?
Yes.
So I have all my stuff, but it's like middle of the day, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh no, I never gave this necklace to... Shit. Hopefully he can still go back to his wife. I think we'll go... But I'll go stealthily.
To Harkin?
I'll sneak up to Harkin, yeah.
Well,
Just-
given your ability to sneak is legendary, you are unnoticed when you're within the city or towns.
Do these people seem like they're like tyrants, or... Like...
Not
maybe
necessarily
also, like,
tyrants, but they seem to be in control. Seems like they're building something greater for their cause. You're not too sure what. Seems a lot of the snow and the blizzards have stalled that process.
I forgot I also have this, but So I'm a little quicker, but I have no friends on my side. Cack. Is there a chance I could find somebody that I might have recognized or talked to when I was here? Somebody that used to be of importance, I guess.
You don't find them.
I think G will sneak out of the city and then walk back in like he just arrived, I guess. Just so it doesn't like a guy just doesn't appear.
You'll be met with kind of like a cold shoulder. Most people here that should be farmers generally are friendly, don't greet you. The people that are swinging this banner, they mind their own business.
Does there seem like a town hall kind of building?
There
I
is.
guess. I'll approach.
I'll just ask you what your business is.
I'll say I am from Fallcrest. I have relations with the mayor there, and I was just checking in because I happen to be nearby. And I guess I'd show some sort of, not like a badge, but like something that would tell them that like I'm not just lying about having relations with the mayor.
Whoa, you're in relations with the mayor?
Whoa, okay, I didn't mean like that, but like you, yeah.
Yeah, but they'll kind of just say to you, we don't recognize this. Please leave.
Well,
We'd need
that's awkward.
We would need an official seal or letter.
Okay. After all, this is not my city to worry about.
So, what will you do after being denied?
I guess we'll go to a nearby tavern, see if we can get some info. Ask some, I don't know, maybe people just like at the bar. What has happened over, oh god, it's been like months. They don't, I don't know, I guess like what happened to the hostilities.
You'll kind of just gather that people don't want to talk, and you'll notice more of these bannermen wearing this, present in this tavern.
Bro, what?
That will be your third week. So you have things to think about. But as you move on to Ren and Rywin, I want Rywin to roll a perception check for me as you are making your way back to Fallcrest.
Am I using my eyes?
Yes.
Yeah. Ba-ba. Perceive. Open or blind?
Blind, please.
Blind. Damn.
You'll definitely, whenever you kind of turn your shoulder or you see shadow in your peripheral vision, you'll notice something is strange about shadow, but you know shadow's a little, I guess, strange in
Don't you
general.
call shadow strange?
But you will notice something off about shadow during your time at Gardmore Abbey and even when you're traveling. It's just very intermittent when this feeling, this whenever you see him. You're not too sure what it is, but something about Shadow's eyes calls to you. You're not too sure what it is.
Calls to me.
It's almost as if, like, Shadow's, like, just watching.
I'll
Watching
ask
with
them
intent.
if they're feeling okay.
Shadow doesn't speak. But, Madoon, how would Shadow respond?
As surprised as Shadow can look, it will look a little surprised that you paid attention to it.
What? I've
It'll
been
sort of
looking after you for like a week and a half.
that you noticed something was off.
Alright. Fair enough.
It'll curl up in itself and then nod a little bit.
I'll just be like, okay, I mean, obviously something's going on, but we'll keep trudging along. Well, I guess we're riding on 2 horses, so.
Alright. And so you two begin making your way back to Falcrest, or what was the plan?
Yes, Fallcrest.
As you return, yeah, like I said, you'll see Enki or like what Enki said, with his pep in his step, so on and so forth. What would you like to do, Ren and Ryman, for your third week?
I'll let Ren go first.
What are we doing in what context?
You've returned
We're
to
back to
Falcrest.
Fallcrest.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'll just look at the map and see if there's anywhere else to go that we could work towards for this dragon thing. Maybe ask around in town if anybody knows about it. I don't know.
Guess I'll warn you that I'll be spending the next week in Fallcrest.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just ask around then.
And you were asking around for dragons? Anything related to dragons?
Yes, sir.
It's like imagine.
The one that you'll probably find the most answers for is about Shadowmire in the Wishlight Fens, which is south. You recall a time when you were actually in the Cloakwood in your early days, meeting some lizard folk, and how they were being oppressed by the dragon in the area. And you helped them at the time. You haven't heard from them since, obviously since you've been away for a long time. But that's probably the one that you'll hear the most of. The Porters Guild in particular would say that in the past, Shadowmire would ravage shipments, but it's been relatively quiet, especially with the snow, but they haven't been getting much business either. So it's hard to kind of say. otherwise. And I get a d20 roll from Adun.
Wow, I don't get to go.
I was about to get right to you, okay?
Fine.
But yeah, go ahead. You want to do Ryman. It's just spending a week
I was
here.
gonna retrain.
Oh, you're retraining, huh? Okay. What are you retraining?
I would love to retrain my level 12 attunement shift to read the land, which is also part of the archetype,
Okay.
if allowed.
Yeah, you're allowed. Okay. By the end of week 3, G, what do? You're shown the cold shoulder. People do not want to talk.
I'll probably just leave. I don't care enough to linger.
I'll say, as you begin making your way back, are you taking the main road? The King's Road? Or are you finding your own way?
What does that road lead?
Well, the King's Road connects straight, like, it directly goes to Falkcrest. But it walks, it goes through parts of Harkenwald. But it also goes through the Spider Hunt thicket as well. So it would be this part.
I assume that's how I got here when I first surveyed the land.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may as well. It's probably the fastest route.
Gotcha. As you walk on through, and this will be part of your 4th week traveling back to Falkcrest, you will notice, particularly in the Spider Hunt thicket, signs of battle. Whether it's in the snow or in the canopy or in the brush, you'll find the same plague demons you saw in Androxur that took away the dragon's body and its corpses, along with the same Iron Circle bannermen that you would have saw in Harkenwald. Additionally, Spider Hunt thicket is known for its spiders, but the only thing that there's a sign of spiders is just the cobwebs within the forest itself, but you do not ever see or hear the spider. So, the 4th week will arrive. Enki, how are you spending your 4th week? Hey, Enki is totally here right now, or is Mike muted?
I have started trying to raise funds for my business plan with this item.
Are you gambling?
Yeah, I'm setting up a gambling den while waiting for everyone to get back. They're all gone from the city, so I guess except for Ivor.
Rywin and Ren are back.
Oh, Ryan
this
went and
point.
run. Okay,
Yeah.
then I shoo away the gamblers in my gambling den and start to head back and join everyone else.
Okay.
Eager to find the answer to a way to get back.
With that, then, Ren and Rywin, what are you doing in the 4th week?
Was I successful in finding any leads?
The only dragon light, like I said, was just in the Witchlight fence in the swamp, but
Okay.
it hasn't really been
How
seen.
far is the swamp?
You've been there before, so that would have been like a day's walk, but the snow might make it a little
Yeah,
bit more than a day.
I'm gonna head up that way then. I guess I'll ask if anyone wants to go with me, but I'll just go if no one does. And just check it out. I'm not planning on like fighting anything or anything like that.
Rywin? Enki?
Yeah, I'll wait for everyone to assemble. Business plan.
This is Shadow's week. I'll do what they want.
Well then, what does Shadow want to do? Let Madoon figure that one out. You can answer. You have a lot to think about.
Shadow, and as much as Shadow can communicate to you, Shadow seems to think sneaking into that forbidden library is totally the thing you should do.
Pretty good at. Oh, wait, no, it's thievery. I'm decent at sneaking.
Okay. Well, you know how to get there. It's where at the dragon itself.
I guess that's true.
Are we all assembled or?
Well, I'll say you probably would have saw Ren, but he would leave momentarily to go to the Witchlight fence.
Okay, so it's just
Basically everyone else.
Rywin and Ivor are here. Okay. I asked them about where they've been, but really I'm eagerly waiting for them to ask what I've been doing to blow them away with my business plan. uh,
Fill 'em in on my travels, both alone and with Ren, and I'll see that he's eagerly waiting for me to ask about what he's done. So I'll be like, "So, you've been keeping busy?"
Me? Me?
Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah, I don't even wait for his answer and just blurt out the entire business plan and then ask where have you been? What have you been up to?
I just told you, Enki.
Oh, you did. Okay, I thought that you said Ren. But I would say, dragons are a long-lived race, and they might be good to ask how to travel back in time. they might, if anyone might know the answer, they would. So I'm I'm on board. I'll come with you.
Sweet.
Ivar is going to come along.
Do your best Ivar impression.
Damn horrible at this. Hold on.
Olaf.
Enki.
That was a banger. Holy shit, no, no.
I said one line. I did it. That's enough, right? Hold on. I just have to talk in like a Swedish English accent. Like, I don't know. That's too much work. Yeah, but Enki will say, bless you.
Sorry. That's the sneeze of interrupting.
Oh, that's a new spell. I think I just made. I'm
Yeah.
gonna make one now, actually, about that. Okay. He will come along, since it seems like you might need some help. And, you know, it might be nice to hang out, since he's kind of been doing his own thing for a little bit. And so you'll make your way to behind the waterfall, where the secret passage is into Vendar's tomb. As you are entered in, what do you do? What does Shadow do, most notably?
This is a library, right?
There is a way to the library, yes.
Library. I'll be kind of look at them, just be like, you wanted to go to the library, and then assuming that they, nod their head again, kind of lead them there, and stealthily enter. See where once we're inside, where they want to go. Anything in particular they're interested in.
In this library.
Yeah, in the library.
I'd go look for a section on time travel if there is one. I'd also go look for references to people from my time and see if they have if they list down the ancestry somehow from 1,000 years ago.
I guess
Re-
what we could have done too is I could have told you about the Minotaurs. And then, I don't know, like, how long do Minotaurs live? Are these the same Minotaurs that would have been alive, or are these, like,
They're not that long lived.
just very far descendants?
Minotaurs can live for probably within 150 years or so.
It's nothing. Nothing, I got nothing on Enki.
Okay. Do I find anything, AJ? Because I can read anything using this one in the library, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you read some books, but maybe you find something unexpected in here. Maybe
Ooh,
you
time travel.
bump into somebody, maybe.
Oh, not a book, a someone.
I mean, it's like they were invisible this entire time. What? I think most notably, you would probably see Shadow kind of right next to you in the same direction that you bumped into something.
Uh-huh. I see shadow. uh do I feel anything of Vesper from Shadow now that I see Shadow?
I don't know.
So I try to talk to it. What are you? How are you still around if Vesper is no longer here? Does that mean Vesper is still around?
Thinks for a little bit and then shrugs.
Is there a way to bring Vesper back? By using you?
Tilts its head to the side.
What's that? Sorry.
It tilts its head to the side a little bit, confused.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll add that to my search. How to reverse summon familiar, but summon the master or something. If it's in the library at all. I look at what the shadow was looking at, like a particular book or something. Was it?
No, it's just been swallowing whatever books it thinks look interesting.
Oh, okay.
It's very similar to how Vesper browses the library, just grabbing books into a pile. Shadow is sagging a little bit because it cannot contain this many books.
Right. Uh, I'm I'm gonna test. Uh, so I have the astral on my hand wraps now, AJ. Right?
Yes.
I'm not gonna punch the shadow, but just gonna try to try to touch the shadow to see if I can uh, touch Vesper in within it.
Well,
Does that do anything?
yeah, what does it do?
Yeah. I don't have the astral thing anymore to read the text, but I do know it can touch spirits if there is a spirit.
I think it tries to bite your hand.
Oh, there is a spirit. Vesper, you're there.
Station.
That's how it works, right? AJ, there's a
Well,
it can
what?
punch
It
spirits,
can
but not
interact with like spirits or incorporeal creatures, yes. But
but
you
not
said
the one
shadow
possessed.
bites your hand? Or Enki's hand?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's not exactly a spirit per se, I guess. It's a very physical reaction.
Okay, so I'm able to tell it's not really a spirit.
No.
It's so I Enki would like look crestfallen, thinking he found someone in the past who at least made it back. That would have made him really happy. Uh, so getting nothing out of it, I just keep looking at books for ways to travel back in time.
So you're looking specifically for chronomancy.
Yes.
Does anyone have
a
anything to
thousand
add?
years back in the to be specific.
Does anyone have anything to add about chronomancy?
I don't know anything about chronomancy.
I don't know anything about it.
Well, I'm sure there is somebody.
Shadow, do you know anything about chronomancy?
Shadow will nod and sort of slowly drag you to the part of the library that has books on chronomancy.
Well, I am a learned reader, so I'll get tugged along and start pouring through the books.
Is this? I come along, I guess, and I say thank you to Shadow for bringing us to this section, and I start reading through as well.
As Shadow kind of sees them dive their heads into these books immediately. What does Shadow do?
Now it's going to wander away with some of the books it's taken
Okay.
and deposit them elsewhere.
Is that all it does?
I mean, while it's down there, it might try to explore a little bit deeper.
I'll well, actually, I was gonna say bend down, but we're fucking the same size, so.
It's
I'll
true.
look to Shadow and be like, remember this is your week. I'm going where you lead me.
Yeah, so the Shadow kind of explores. What does Shadow find as it goes deeper and deeper into this library? Almost as if like Shadow's been here before, kind of moving with like knowledge and the layout of this place, right?
Probably.
Where does Shadow go? Does it take Rywin?
Nowhere in particular. I think he's happy just exploring right now.
Okay. Guess as time will progress. Ren,
What's up?
you're out in the swamps. At
Yes,
least
I am.
what's supposed to be a swamp. It's a little frozen, which is not surprising given the weather.
Yeah.
Try to look for this dragon, or at least investigate a little bit more about it.
Signs of it.
It's pretty clear that the tracks here are mostly not dragon-sized, but, you know, more humanoid, medium-sized. You clearly identify them as more lizard people. Maybe some goblins, hobgoblins. But it's pretty hard to tell, and it would be pretty obvious if you could see a dragon. Make a nature check for me.
My favorite. Actually, that rolled okay. I never do nature, so there it is. Never remember where it is.
As you inspect the land a little bit more, you find this particular part in the Wishlight Fens a almost hole that descends down.
Oh.
It's as you kind of look within it, actually, and maybe you poke your head, or at least try to get as much of a view as you can. It seems like there's a series of almost these cave-like system in a swamp, which is a little odd to you, given that, you know, water, mud, doesn't seem to add up. But it's almost as if this cave system has kind of been reinforced, buried, excavated even. But there's no real sign of any traffic or movement between, coming in or out of it.
So it's just an empty hole.
You
Can I see to the bottom?
Well, you figure it's a hole that connects to a series of caves.
Okay. Can I see to the bottom?
Yeah, it's like maybe 5-7 feet down.
Oh, that's not
Huh.
that bad. Do I see like tracks going in and out?
No.
I guess I'll just pop down.
What could go wrong?
Maybe I'll like set. Or like poke a stick sticking upright where the cave is, and then pop down, just so that like I might be able to find it again if I wanted.
Okay. So you go down the hole into the cave?
Yep. As long as it looks like there's like a way for me to get back up.
Yeah. Do you continue on then?
I'll light a torch.
Okay. As you light a torch, you can see that it continues on, but deeper. Deeper into the ground. Not too sure where it would lead, but just by the angle and the slope, and towards the end of that deeper tunnel, maybe 50 more feet down that it descends to. But it begins to widen as you look into this tunnel, and it widens even more.
It just goes down and widens. That's
Yep.
Oh, does it wind at all, or is it like a fairly straightforward path?
It looks like it does wind. Yeah.
Okay, I'll like follow it a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe for like 5 minutes. I'll just follow it for 5 minutes walking.
All right. As you follow it, you begin to notice, it's a little more obvious to you now, that there are tracks. But there's also a fair amount of vapor, or this mist, the deeper you go.
Does it smell weird at all?
It's what you would expect you would smell out of a swamp, I would say, for sure.
Okay, so it just smells like swamp mug.
You can make a perception check for me.
Swamp.
You get the slightest tint of this almost burning sensation within the air, this mist, this vapor.
Okay. I think on that note, I'm going to turn back.
As you do so, kind of at this point, when you begin to feel ground around you begin to kind of move. It's very subtle.
I'm gonna pick up the pace.
Okay. As you begin to pick up at the pace, that subtleness becomes a little bit more noticeable, and you begin to run and run, and eventually you reach the top and where your hole is. Maybe you get out.
Yeah, I'm gonna climb out, obviously, yeah.
Even now, you feel like in the back of your head, as if something is just looming over you.
Like, So, am I out of the cave yet?
Yeah, you're out of the cave.
I'll look up then, I guess?
You look behind you and up, you see nothing, but you're
Okay, I'm
instilled
gonna
with...
mark where this was on the map.
Sure. You're instilled with fear almost, like something is pursuing you, but now that you're out of the cave, it begins to kind of claw itself back. That feeling.
I'm gonna head back. Now that I've marked where this is, I'm just leaving then. Seems dangerous. I left a stick by the entrance to the cave, and I also marked on the map.
Okay. I will mark it as right here.
Okay.
Head back. G.
What up?
Find yourself in sight of Fallcrest. It's your first course of action.
What does it look like?
It looks almost the same. You're coming in from the upper keys. You're coming in from the Wizard's Gate. It's good, all things considered.
The pyramid's gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
G would be recognizable here.
That's true. But G also has the ability to make himself not seen if he really wanted to.
No, I think if it looks fine, I think he's just walking in, like, seen.
Okay. You'll approach the Wizard's Gate. You'll see, of course, the guards that are standing here. Notably, they are doing their job. They're maybe a little cold. You know, all this armor doesn't help. But as you walk through, they ask for your identification.
Alright, yeah, I'll give it.
They will look at you with surprise.
Is something the matter?
That you're a dead man? I'm pretty sure I went to your memorial a few weeks back.
What happened to everybody else?
Be asking you that. Weren't you there?
Was. Until I wasn't.
This is hurting my head.
I'm not dead. I still breathe and need food. My blood flows.
This guy's kind of speechless. He says, I'm gonna get the sergeant.
Oh god, what have I done?
The sergeant comes up. He says, looks at you.
In the flesh.
Okay, tell me something G would really know. Only he would know.
How would you know?
He's the real
Only
deal.
I knew.
Let him through. I think the mayor wants to hear this.
They're actually just so flabbergasted that I'm standing here, huh?
Yeah, they just don't know what to do with you. And he says, okay, well, should I get the mayor or are you gonna go?
I was going to go over there, but if you wish to come with, feel free. I'm not, I don't know, sneaking about.
I don't think I will.
Okay. Well, best of luck with what you're doing.
You too.
I'll see you around.
And then as you kind of walk away, and you'll kind of hear like, "Are you sure that's the real one?" He says, "I'm not too sure. Looks like it. Sounds like it. Acts like it. But
I
who
would
am I
have
to?"
checked if there was evidence of undeath or something.
The last thing you'll hear as you kind of walk says, "I would be unable to do anything to confirm if it was really him or not. Anyways, I mean, didn't he kill Caravagos? Was part of it? I'm not messing with that."
Damn, just the aura. What the hell? Party's too sick.
So, as you make your way to Moonstone Keep and make your way to the mayor, do you go in the front way or the way that you usually go in?
What kind of announcement do I want? In the way I normally go.
Okay.
Not so announced.
You make your way through Moonstone Keep, and as you walk through to your path, you'll see the mayor kind of flabbergasted as he kind of just literally sees you walk in. He takes a step back. Gee?
Yes.
Didn't you die?
I believe so, yes.
Well, just fill me in. What do you know?
About myself or the situation?
Just tell me
Yes, that's-
everything.
Well, I'd like fill him in on like what happened up until I went unconscious, I guess.
Okay. And then what about after? He will ask.
And then I woke up. After speaking. Well, I spoke with Rosny, right? Or was it more so her just telling me?
I'll say maybe you heard a female voice. You don't know if it is her, but it felt like it was her.
I'll say I spoke to I guess a messenger from Rosny.
You'll see him look intrigued.
And we decided my time here was not finished.
You'll kind of see like tiniest like fidget from him, and maybe like a change in his attitude just for a moment, but says, I believe it. Fate decided that you were supposed to be here then. Did you tell, or have you talked to your party members?
Even here.
I'm here. Not here, but I'm here.
The mayor say, I've seen them in the city, yes. Been
How is
in and out.
the city doing, I suppose?
We can talk about that when all of you are present. How about that? I've been meaning to talk to you and, well, the party, actually. I mean, plenty to discuss. How about you go get them and come back here?
I'll see what I can do. I don't know who's left after all. If there is really a memorial.
Maybe it's better you see yourself. It's the memorial's where you were, well, supposedly last seen. So, will you depart and track your party members?
If you think G would go to the memorial for a while,
Okay.
kind of just like take it all in, I guess.
And so, you will
You
be at the
probably linger for like an hour and then go get the party, or
All right.
I don't know, go stalk by like quote unquote our house, I guess.
Sure.
See the ruins.
Just make a survival check for me.
Bada bing, bada boom.
All right. You know where they are. You've tracked them. You're good at tracking. They're in the library. And you'll make your way after doing all of that. As we get close to wrapping up, about an hour or so passes by, and the rest of you that are in the library, you've done your research. There's things about chronomancy, but it doesn't seem like it's very applicable to you all, given your ability to not really... Well, you're not a wizard. Only wizards could really harness it, or sorcerers, if their bloodline was appropriate. But kind of try to learn all you can. You almost come to what seems to be like a wall. There's only so much you can do and so much you can learn, and how much of it you can really apply.
But there is a book that shows how, right? I just need to.
It doesn't show how, but it talks about theoreticals and what it could do. There are maybe people in the past that have touched it, but never really, or at least it hasn't been written down about these people. It's always been a subject of great interest. You figure if you went to Savoie, in Thunderspire, or at Vesper, or it could be learned or applied, but both are out of reach.
Okay. Let us. I guess I'm heading out. If Rywin and Shadow are done.
Is Shadow done?
Yeah, Shadow's done.
As you all begin to exit out, you'll see maybe not what you're expecting.
There's another shadow in the room.
I guess that's true.
Hmm.
I guess you'll see, back against a wall, leaning, one leg raised against it, just outside the entrance. A familiar silhouette awaiting for you all.
Caravacos.
In the flesh.
Oh joy.
But as you see G, for the first time in some time, what happens?
If he looks like the old G, I'd rush and hug him. Then I'd start getting suspicious about him being undead.
I guess I have to take you off the memorial.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps I find it rather fitting, but I mean, you can see my the top half of my face and my fingers. To tell if I was undead, I suppose, but he would have probably just been counting arrows or looking at poisons, double checking everything's actually there. And I guess when he notices you, just kind of stared. I don't know, I think he's still second guessing himself if he's even here, I guess.
I'm really happier here, B, but would you mind being healed, low level healed by Ren?
Oh, that's good because then we can see if he's undead or not.
Do your worst, I guess.
Not that
I
I'm gonna strike you if you're undead.
will heal.
All right.
Raw his hammer.
Regardless, I imagine you all return to your estate, where Ren will be. What's Ren's reaction when he sees G?
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I look a little bit flabbergasted. I will then do the heal. See if you're undead or not.
He's not undead, he is healed.
Wow.
He is filled with vitality energy.
Congratulations on coming back. What did you see? What are you going to do?
Yeah, light?
When you say
light?
that, I did have a conversation. I don't think it was a Rosny, but I felt her presence.
You are so blessed. You are blessed, my child.
I don't know if you would call it a blessing, but my fate is to die again.
Well, that's good. You have a purpose. That's why you were brought back. I will help you fulfill your duty. What exactly do you need to do though?
Do you really want to know?
We can maybe save it. I don't know.
Mr. Cleric, what? You save lives.
I mean, if it's revenge, revenge is part of this faith. So
Just say it's going out on my own terms. And a mage is no way to go.
Amen
fair
to
enough.
that.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I'm a little surprised myself, but what have you all been doing? I mean, how long has it been?
A month. Made a memorial for you, which I guess I have to edit now. And then I found a whole cave, which I suppose we can talk about later. That was kind of weird and
So,
creepy.
so if G is here, who did you bury, Rep?
Oh, it was an empty grave, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because there was
It
nothing
just-
left of Vesper or G.
Yeah, it was just Evadine you had.
Okay, it was symbolic. Okay.
um, perhaps you could leave it because you'll have to. Then again, change it. But oh well.
We can deal with it at some point. Maybe I'll have to change it twice if you're going to accomplish this sooner than later. So maybe I'll just leave it as is.
Hopefully there's more to it than just that. I don't exactly wish to die, even if it is my end all be all.
Okay, now that we're all here.
So it's everyone but Vesper?
Yeah.
Huh. I feel at fault for some reason, but nonetheless, the mayor wishes to see us if you guys aren't busy.
The mayor. You are G. You're well connected with the city.
Yeah. Even the guards were surprised. Actually, now that I think about it, I think they're still holding my papers, but whatever.
Yeah, you don't need papers. Just show your face.
I still don't think they believe it was me, to be honest.
Yeah, they'll vouch for you. You're cleric tested to not be undead, so should be good.
Somehow the mayor believed it. But yeah, I guess we'll see.
All right.
All right. And off to the Lord Mayor's. Will you go?
Yes, sir.
Right. Guess it's at this point, before I end the session. Is there anything anyone would like to say?
I plan to tell the mayor about what I saw, I guess, but nothing right now.
All right. I will ask for a perception check from all of you.
I don't want to set up. So I'm using loud red dice. Did that roll? I think I bugged too, and I can't see my rolls. So
It's
if that
okay.
rolled...
Yeah, there's a 37 total. I think you rolled an
Okay.
11. Yeah, an 11. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, may as well if we're about to end the session, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, Ren, you'll definitely feel someone's presence, but you don't know. It's like as if someone's watching you, but you don't know where. This is your private domicile, after all.
Mm-hmm. So I still feel like I'm being followed after the fact.
Yeah, it feels like a different type of being watched, but you're not too sure. Too sure at all.
Okay.
Does
You know, I
That's
got an
fine.
idea,
Sure.
but I don't like it.
Is that Enki?
does Ren share that he feels he's being watched?
Yeah, does Ren share?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Is it Shadow?
Well, is it?
I'm gonna cast this.
Act magic. Interesting. I mean, I'll let Shadow kind of describe if there's anything. I think Shadow's the only real thing that would be, you know, leaking out with magic.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. You get the feeling that there's a scrying spell coming from Shadow in particular.
Okay, I wasn't expecting it to come from Shadow. I was looking in the area around Ren, so. But I share that to the party.
okay.
Well, as you find scrying magic, detection magic coming and emanating from Shadow, I suppose we'll end things there for now. Before you head off to the mayor. And that's session 65.
We're close.
Starting the fracture fail. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful.